Hi guys, it's Fee, and I want to try something new today. And let's call it pop culture with Fee. So, my friend sent me a video of this show. It's called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. And it's like this show where like a dating game type deal. And you'll have like, I don't know, eight, let's say, female contestants, and they're holding a balloon, and then a guy will walk out, and the host will ask the guy questions, and as he's answering the questions, though, the women who are not interested or no longer interested will pop their balloon. So um so in between the poppings and in between the questions and the poppings, the host will then sometimes, like, she'll mix it up. She'll walk to the women holding the balloon and ask, well, why did you pop your balloon? And they'll give their answers. Now sometimes it's men who are the balloon holders, and then there's a woman who comes in and they do the same thing, and it's so hilarious. Now, keep in mind, this is a younger demographic, well, younger than myself and my friend. They're like in their early 30s, mid to late 20s, and it is just hilarious. Now, I understand that the show is, quote unquote, produced, so they're choosing who to let in, and the personalities, etc. But I'm like, oh my gosh, is this what dating is like? I'm not married, but I'm not really dating. It's not like I wouldn't want to, but I'm like, this whole balloon pop, it is crazy. So the video that she sent me, it was this young lady. She had a no, she had, I think she had two children already. She's maybe like 28, you know, cute curly hair, kind of light skinned girl. And well, she was thin, and kind of, how they wear the fitting dresses and all that. So she had like the look, and it was just the communication style. She told this one guy, she's like, yeah, I like you. I like you. You got nice shoes on. I'm like, ma'am, you are not in high school. You are a young woman with children. But I'm like, maybe she's just dating for fun or something. I don't know. But to be like, yeah, you got a nice outfit. I like your shoes. I like your style. Um, but I have to say, man, the short guys don't get no love. Now, on the flip side, there was this one guy, and the young woman, she's very beautiful, chocolate sister, really in shape, really got it going on, like professionally and all of that. And every guy was like, oh, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And this one guy was like, he popped his balloon, and the host was like, well, why'd you pop your balloon? He's like, yeah, I mean, her toes was hanging over her sandals. Her toes were hanging over her sandals. And I'm like, are you just trying to be funny so people will remember you online or something? But have you seen this dating show? And how do you think that would work out with the mid 40s and up dating like crowd? How do you think that would be like? Are you fully vested in your 401k? Pop? Have you had your colonoscopy? Pop? Oh Lord, are you behind on your child support? Pop, pop, pop. Oh wow. So yeah, I just wonder how that would work with, my age group. But anyway, moving on. Speaking of relationships, the Braxton Family Values is a reality show starring the living legend singer Toni Braxton and her family, her sisters and her mother. And this is a show that came out like maybe 10 years ago, or maybe longer than that, maybe 2012. And it introduced the world to Tamar Braxton. Um, and so they went away for a few seasons, and now they're back. And I used to watch the show faithfully back in the day. Um, but now that they're back and they've changed the name to the from the of the show from Braxton Family Values to the Braxtons. One of the reasons being the show doesn't have all of the original members. Unfortunately, Tracy Braxton, one of the sisters, passed 2 years ago. However, her son, Kevin, is on the show. So I bring all this up because Trina Braxton, who's one of my all-time favorite Braxtons, it's Tony and Trina for me. She had the if you don't want to party, you better go home. Oh, oh. If you know, you know. So she and her now husband, Vaughn, I think it's Vaughn Scales. I think he may be a former football player or something like that, sports host. Well, they do an after show. And after episode 3, so Trina was there when Tracy took her last breath. And so she has, what the therapist on the show says, she has PTSD. She's not only grieving, but she has PTSD. And prior to losing her sister, she lost her ex-husband, who was also very prominent on the early seasons of Braxton Family Values. So all of us who watched the show also knew her ex-husband, Gabe, who was the man who helped Trina raise her children. So they have like years together, and he was the father who stepped up for her boys. So enter this after show with Vaughn and Trina, and I'll put the link down in the description. I know you shouldn't judge someone's entire relationship by a few minutes of a video on YouTube. It's just that I think that, so the issue was during the show, Trina stated that she felt like she was being punished for grieving Gabe. Meaning her current husband, Vaughn, just was like, what you sad about? Y'all were divorced, that kind of deal. But, and I can understand having those very human feelings and even being honest about feelings that you feel that you may not be proud of. But it was the way he was just talking to her and how Trina was just like, and I understand not wanting to argue on camera, but so a lot of people were going in on Vaughn, and I'm going to give him some grace because he is not a reality show veteran. So I think that sometimes people don't realize how they come across on camera, and berating someone, not letting them finish a sentence, always being the dominant voice. Like, that may work in your marriage. However, the audience isn't married to you. We don't have to, listen to with bated breath of every word you say like it's law. So it just really came across, and I don't know if he'll see this, that Vaughn will take this into account, is that we want to see a dialogue. And a dialogue only occurs if you let the other person finish their thought and you don't try to control their thoughts. Because you can be the big bad wolf and aggressive, and because of that energy, think you're dominating the conversation, but you just come across as a bully. And I know that may not be the reality of your relationship, and it's probably just masking the hurt that you're feeling with seeing your current wife grieve for another man. But please reconsider, either let Trina do the recap by herself or get you a cup of Accurate. All right, Vaughn. So those are just my first 2 topics of pop culture with Fee. Let me know if you want to see more of this, and if you do, thumbs up.